Hey everyone, welcome back to our deep dive into building lasting financial freedom. Today, we're unpacking a common myth that keeps so many people stuck in a cycle of worry and uncertainty. You see, a huge number of folks out there believe that true financial security is all about bringing in more cash. They think, if I just earn a bigger paycheck, I'll finally feel safe. But let me tell you, that mindset is the exact reason why security often feels out of reach. It's not about the amount you make. It's about gaining control over your money. And unfortunately, most people overlook the single powerful action that could unlock that control for them. Let me explain this step by step. Your regular income, like your salary, answers one basic question: how much am I getting paid each month? That's straightforward and feels good in the moment. But real control asks a much tougher, more honest question. What if this income source suddenly dried up tomorrow? Think about it. What would happen if your job ended? Or if an unexpected event like an illness or market shift cut off your earnings? Most people dodge this question entirely. They avoid it because facing it head-on brings up uncomfortable feelings of fear and vulnerability. It's easier to ignore the what-ifs and keep pushing forward, hoping everything stays steady. Previously, we discussed an uncomfortable but eye-opening truth. Salaries and traditional jobs weren't created to build wealth. Instead, they were designed to provide predictability, stability, and a sense of control in your daily life. They're like a steady engine that keeps things running smoothly, but they don't accelerate you toward riches. Once you truly grasp this idea, it can change everything. You stop blaming yourself for not being good enough with money and start questioning the bigger system around you, the way society pushes us to rely on jobs that keep us dependent. But here's the catch. Many people get to this point of awareness and then nothing changes. Their routines, habits, and financial struggles remain the same. Why? Because just being aware of a problem isn't enough to solve it. You need action, and that action comes from building structure into your finances. What do I mean by structure? It's the framework that organizes how your money flows in and out. Without it, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting wherever the current takes you. This is why some folks earn higher salaries but still feel trapped in a never-ending grind. Picture this. You get a raise at work. It feels amazing, right? You celebrate with a nice dinner or a small treat. But deep down, does it make you feel truly secure? Probably not. A promotion might let you afford a bigger house or fancier vacations, boosting your lifestyle temporarily. Yet, it doesn't deliver the freedom you crave. As your income climbs, so does your stress, because the core setup of your finances hasn't shifted. Just the numbers on your paycheck have. The real culprit is an invisible trap that nearly everyone repeats every single month, often without realizing it. Here's what happens. You earn money from your job, and almost immediately, you turn it into expenses. Not in a reckless or wasteful way, but in a perfectly logical one. Maybe you upgrade to a larger apartment to match your growing income, sign up for more streaming services for entertainment, buy better clothes or gadgets as rewards for your hard work, or splurge on comforts like dining out or travel. Each extra dollar you bring in just adds another layer of dependency. You don't feel broke. You might even feel successful. But you feel exposed and fragile. If that income stream stops, everything could unravel quickly. Your bills, your lifestyle, your sense of stability, all tied to that one source. This isn't a flaw in your budgeting or a lack of willpower. It's a structural issue with how your money is set up. And no matter how motivated you are, motivation alone can't rebuild that structure. That's why even people who are doing well often feel anxious inside. Deep down, they know their whole life hinges on constant effort. Miss one paycheck, and the pressure mounts. Miss a few, and things could collapse entirely. That's not security. That's fragility. It's like building a house on sand instead of solid ground. So, what's the key move to fix this? It's simple in concept, but it requires a mental shift that's often challenging. You redirect any extra income, your surplus, from spending on things that disappear like consumables and channel it into ownership of assets that generate cash flow. I'm not suggesting you hustle harder, cut back on every budget item, or chase even more income through side gigs. Instead, focus on owning systems that produce money for you over time. These could be things like investments, businesses, or passive income streams. When you own these systems, money transforms from something you tirelessly pursue into something that works for you, reporting back with returns, even if they're small or imperfect at first. This is the pivotal shift, moving from dependency to genuine control. Your income stops being the ultimate goal and becomes the fuel that powers your growth. Your paycheck doesn't just vanish into daily life anymore. It gets assigned a bigger role. It supports building something lasting beyond mere survival. You might be wondering, if this approach is so effective, why don't more people adopt it? It's not because it's overly complicated or requires advanced skills. It's because it's quiet and subtle. Owning assets doesn't come with applause or instant gratification. They don't upgrade your lifestyle overnight or impress your friends and family right away. At first, it feels like a sacrifice without any visible payoff, like planting seeds that take time to sprout. And humans are naturally drawn to quick, visible rewards. So instead of choosing control, people often opt for comfort. They trade in their old car for a shiny new one, move to a trendier neighborhood, or upgrade their wardrobe and gadgets. 5 years later, they're still working tirelessly for money that evaporates the moment it arrives, leaving them back at square one. If this scenario hits close to home and feels a bit unsettling, don't worry. It's not criticism. It's awareness clashing with ingrained habits. This is the tipping point where many people back away, not because they're incapable, but because delaying gratification makes them feel like they're falling behind everyone else. They confuse flashy, immediate changes, like buying the latest phone, with real progress. But true leverage in finances often starts quietly, appearing as stagnation or slow growth before it blossoms into freedom. It's like the calm before a storm of independence. Let me reframe this idea in a fresh way that most people never consider. Money isn't a trophy for your efforts or a pat on the back. It's a powerful tool for constructing systems that keep generating value. Employees get compensated based on their daily output, what they produce in the moment. Owners, on the other hand, get paid because of the structures they've created, which continue to work even when they're not actively involved. The instant even a tiny portion of your income comes from something you own, your entire psychology shifts. You stop fixating on how can I earn more this month and begin asking, what can I build that will keep paying me indefinitely? That simple question is the gateway to leverage. It turns your salary from a fragile lifeline into seed capital for bigger things. You start evaluating progress not by the size of your paycheck, but by your level of independence. Ask yourself this: how many days could you stop working entirely before your life unraveled? That number, your runway of financial freedom, is far more valuable than any salary figure. It measures how long you could sustain yourself without active income, giving you peace of mind. To be absolutely clear, this isn't about chasing overnight riches, ditching your job impulsively, or engaging in high-risk schemes that could backfire. It's about methodically, quietly breaking the chains of dependency. Prioritize this before indulging in lifestyle upgrades or comfort spending. Invest in ownership first, even if it's just a small step, like starting a small investment account or exploring a side business. Do it consistently, even if progress feels slow and unnoticed. Because leverage doesn't burst onto the scene with fanfare. It grows through steady everyday actions. And those consistent habits compound over time, building strength even when the results aren't yet visible to others. Remember, small steps today can lead to real freedom tomorrow. If this video sparked some ideas for you, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips on building financial control, and share in the comments. What's one habit you're thinking about changing to gain more independence? Thanks so much for watching, and let's keep working toward a stronger financial future together.